Hello there, my name is Marcus and welcome to Tabletop Reviews. This time with a table in front of me. As far as I know, you can see the table, you can see me, so everything should be good. But I don't really have any way of verifying that until I've made the video. So if it's shit, and then I have to adjust. But for today I'm bringing you two quick reviews of games that I leave in my collection. So start off the first one, with the one that's going to be the fastest. Disney Sorceress Arena Epic Alliances Core Set. Yes. So this is a two-player dual game. I'm just kind of up here. I've got the expansion here. Tidal waves, something. What's it called? Turning the Tide. That's what it's called. That's the expansion that I have in here. Basically, you have figurines from the Disney universe. This is Sully. They have this one, random characters from the Disney universe to be fighting on the arena, which is right here, to score up points, which you can see sort of here, the fiver ones, they represent points. You can be cursed and everything. Yeah, no. So that was just a look at the components, but basically you run around on this one right here. Let me just flip it out and show you. If I can do that quickly, that would be very awesome. So yeah, you can kind of see you have your starting areas over here, and the places in here give you points for just standing in them, and there's also points for defeating your enemies. You can sort of say that right there, that's a number right there. It gives you points for defeating that enemy, and then there's different points for different enemies, of course. But yeah, it's a fine game. I like it. I know my fiance likes it. You're watching this on a Thursday, hopefully, and in 2 days we're married. Jesus fucking Christ. She also sort of likes it, but we don't get it played. We don't play a lot of two-player games, at least this caliber. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep a war chest because I really like war chest. I got the expansions coming. I really like that. Except this one, I just like it, but there's just too many expansions coming. I can't keep up, and that makes me feel bad. I'm like, I don't want to be here with just this, and then somebody has 15 other expansions. Like, I think I'm 5 expansions behind already. So it's just moving too quickly and it's not good enough. So I'm just gonna, see if somebody wants to buy it instead of me. It's a fine game. The gameplay is good. The artwork is brilliant. I love these Disney artwork ones. So yeah, this is just another Disney dud for me. I have played Villainous. I can't remember if I've done 5 games I've played on Villainous. But if I don't, I will not say anything, just in case I haven't. But yeah, this is Sorceress Arena. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Just, it's a good game. I like it. If it was at a convention or something and someone asked, hey, do you want to play just this real quick? Sure, let's do it. By the way, you draft a team of 3 heroes based on the heroes you have. And so if someone asked me, I would say, yeah, sure. But I don't want to keep it in my collection. It's not really being played a lot. And it's not really a game. It's just not what I want from a Disney game, I'd love to find a good Disney game. And the next game is sort of the same. The theme for this game, I'd love to find a game with this theme that is really good. I know that there's one that people are going to immediately think of, but that type of game is not something for me. And this is Robin Hood and the Merry Men. Right here. So, this is a worker placement. You have a Merry Men. You are one of the 4 or 5 Robin Hood characters, and you have some Merry Men and stuff. You have 3 Merry Men to start off with. Throughout the game you can access to a 4th. You have the Merry Men phase where you place your Merry Men to do a task, and then you have a hero phase where you place your hero to do a task, and the villains also move around. It's semi-co-op in the terms of you can lose together, but you win individually. And it's fine. I like the worker placements, but it doesn't fit into Robin Hood, Worker placement, sure, you have your Merry Men, you should move out, but you're collecting resources to spend those resources on a bunch of different stuff. And it's like, the collecting resources doesn't make that much sense, because you're going into town and taking them and stuff. It would be more like, oh, we chop down some wood over here, get some rock here to build a barricade or something. And you don't, like, robbing from the poor, giving to the rich is not the main theme. The main theme is just annoying the sheriff, which is like, sure, it's part of Robin Hood, but the identity of Robin Hood is taking from rich, giving to the poor. That's an important part of him, and it is sort of lost in this one. And it's just way too convoluted. Honestly, there's a lot of things you can do, and I know some people will like that. Some people will like that there's a lot of things to do, there's a lot of things to think about. That's fine. But to me, when there's this much to do and you feel like you can't do anything, because like you're getting very few resources, but everything costs a lot of resources. Like if you want to build a barricade, it's 4 resources. If you want to build a trap, it's 3 resources. If you're lucky, you can get 2 resources for a turn. But that's if all the hideouts are cleared, which after one round of a 3-player game, most of the hideouts are going to be covered in the sheriff's men. So basically there's 2 ways to put a merryman down. It is in the main area of a placement or in the hideout of a placement. And there's 4 hideouts for every placement. But sheriff's men are going to be distributed out to hideouts, and with the sheriff rights of the place, he's going to bring 2 men with him. So like, and every hideout starts out with 2 men in it. So just immediately, everything's gonna be covered. When we played a 3-player game, after the first round, there were like 5 hideouts left, which is nothing because there should be 4 times 25 in total. Ish. 25, 24-ish hideouts in total, and we had like 5 left at the end of the game. At the end of the first round. Like that's how quickly it goes, and we were just beating down, and I was trying to figure out, can I spend pennies instead of resources, because pennies are sort of easy enough to get a hold of, right? Resources are not, but pennies are. So could I perhaps spend pennies? But you can't. I couldn't find a rule that said that. It clamps you down, and it's the same reason why I don't anymore own something like Endangered, because it is a cooperative game, but the more players you are, the more you're gonna get kicked in the balls. Because you flip over all these bad cards. But it is not an equal distribution. One card is not something that one player can deal with. One card, you probably need 2, maybe perhaps 3 players to properly deal with what a card does. So when there's 1 card to 1 player, you're getting beaten the fuck down. Because you can't deal with that on your own. And when you're 3 players, it's 3 cards. So you need like 9 players to deal with these cards, because so much happens. And even your starting point, because there is sheriff's men on some of the hideouts from the start. So you should have to subtract those amounts from those 24-ish hideouts, because it's not fair. Sheriff's men are on the hideouts to start off with. So you're already starting here, and you're just kicked even further back as you play through it. And sure, it makes sense, it's Robin Hood, and he's bad, and there's more good people, and he's the bad guy, you know. But Robin Hood always finds a way. He deals with his enemies, he's 1 or 2 steps ahead of his enemies, and his merrymen are just as good as him. You know, the sheriffs, they are many, but they are stupid. But in this one, the way you play in this game, you are on the back foot, constantly. And sure, Robin Hood, he has a challenge, but he's not on the back foot. If you ever read a story of Robin Hood, watched the movie of Robin Hood, whatever, he is outnumbered, he's outmaneuvered, but he is smarter than his enemies, he's ahead of his enemies. He's ahead of the sheriff, he's ahead of Prince John. And sure, they have more power than him, and they try and punch him back, but he get right the fuck up. When this one, you're kicked in the nuts, then you half limp back up on one leg, and then you're kicked in the nuts again. Because now it's your opponent's turn, and that also hurts you. And some of the things you do to defend yourself, like building barricades, that can bite you in the fucking ass. If you fill up a row of barricades, and then Prince Johnson visits, you lose a bunch of pennies. It's not balanced, and it's such an issue. And I'm talking a lot about this, because that's what kicks me out. It is very complicated. There's a lot of things to do, and there's a lot of things to remember. Do a place here, how do a place. There's a lot of things to remember. That's fine and of its own. If you just flipped 1 card over, that would be good. Like, perhaps the rule would be 1 to 3 players, you flip that over, 4 to 5, you flip 2 over. But the fact that you start off with half of your hideout spots being removed, and then more than half of them could be removed next time. Because In a 3-player game, you can be almost 90% sure that 2, 4, 6, that 9 sheriff's men are going to be placed. If they don't hit each other, of course. If they are placed the same place that somebody else is, they are not going to be placed. But upwards of 9 because there's almost always a man being placed, and there's almost always the sheriff being placed, and he brings 2 men with him. And you flip over 3 cards, 3 per each, it's 9 men that are going to be placed out. And in a 3-player game, you might be capable of dealing with 6 of them. Let's just do the fucking math here. That's 3 more per turn. If you're lucky, you might not be lucky. If you're lucky, you could deal with 6 of them. If you're a little bit more lucky, you deal more of them, because the thing is, you can fight with a certain amount of dice on the places that they are. You can choose to throw 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 dice. If you roll 1, and you have 2 dice, you could remove 2 men from that same area. So if you build up to 4 dice, then you could legitimately remove 4 men in 1 turn. But that's if you're lucky. So you need luck. But like, you're not going to be that lucky. You have a net loss of areas to place down. And that's not very Robin Hood-like. You might think, oh, but he's always on the back. Yeah, but he always finds a way. Like in all the good movies and all the good books, yes, he's bunched back and he is on the back foot, but he finds a way. He is not limited by the fact, if there's 10 sheriff's men in a village, Robin Hood is not limited. He still finds a way. That's the same. But in this one, you don't find a way. You're just limited. It is not a very good Robin Hood game. And it's not a very good game, because I hate the fact you're being punished. I don't think we would have lost the game. We played 1.5 rounds, by the way. I don't think we would have lost the game, but we're all sitting there like, we're not enjoying this gameplay. Maybe we win, maybe we don't, but we're not enjoying this gameplay. We are so fucking limited. We had 4 men captured after that first round. And the second round, I was trying to be smart. But if I want anything, I need to place in the hideouts. Because otherwise I'm not going to get anything. You just don't do anything. I'm really annoyed by it. I'm giving it a 2. And the reason I'm giving it a 1 is because the aspects of placing your men and placing your hero, I really like those. I think that those are done well. I think they could have been done better. But I think they're done well. And I like the hero phase the most, where you can go and you can compete, you can rob. I like it. I like the merryman phase and the hero phase. I just fucking hate the villain placement, and it ruins the game completely for me. And therefore it's a 2 out of 10, and it's leaving my collection. It's just not. Yeah. As a little bonus for this video, Cascadia is also leaving my collection. I'm not getting it played. I don't really feel like playing it, so yeah. I believe I've given it an 8 out of 10, so yeah. That's, yeah. Those are 3 games that are leaving my collection. My hunt for a good Disney game and a good Robin Hood game continues. I have played Sheriff of Nottingham. It's a really good game, I like it. If you play with the right people, it's a really good game. It's not a Robin Hood game. Come on. By the way, there's a new version coming with Disney Robin Hood. And I'm like, I actually kind of want to get that. Because that's Robin Hood and that's Disney, and then I can say I have a good game, but it's not. Rescuing Robin Hood seems like it would be a fun game, but it's, again, I would love this. You as a hero going out, doing some task in a work placement-esque thing, trying to assemble a team of merrymen in form of cards, to deal with like the sheriff and the prince in a cooperative game. I think it could be done really good if you just stop thinking, oh, what happens if I pull on your fucking nuts and then punch you in the face afterwards. If they didn't think like that, I think this has the basics of what I want from a Robin Hood game. I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm just gonna make my own fucking Robin Hood game. Not that I can know how to make a game, but yeah. Robin Hood is one of my favorite mythological characters. I love Robin Hood. And I really want a good game of Robin Hood, but I know that there is the Adventures of Robin Hood. but that is a style of game that I don't want to get into. It's like using an app and you're going on an adventure route. Massive adventure. I want a game like this, which could be played, it says here, in 25 minutes per player. I would say it's 30 to 40 minutes per player. But that's like half an hour per player. That's sort of what I'm looking for. That's the kind of game I'm looking for. The Adventures of Robin Hood is more like an hour per player, right? Unless there's something I've misunderstood about it. But it's like an adventure book, and it has a little bit of that legacy element and stuff. So it's not for me. But I've heard it's really good, but it's not just a game for me. Rescuing Robin Hood is a game I want to get a hold of. I think it could be a fine little card game, but I'm always so saddened by it. And talking about Disney villains I've played, I don't know if I can't remember if I've done it. I'm just gonna mention it here. I wasn't overly thrilled by it. There's the new Locana, but I'm not gonna get into that one. You can check out Tuesday's video. I'm gonna talk more about this kind of stuff and about something like, in terms of Locana, I'm gonna do a little bit of a tabletop discussion. What else is there from Disney? I've heard the new Haunted Mansion should be pretty good, but that's, sure, it's a good game and it's Disney, but I want Disney games where I can have more classical, like in this one I'm pretty sure Donald Duck is on the way, you have Mickey Mouse in here, a version of him at least, you have Ariel, you have Mother Gothel, and you have modern with Elsa as well, and you have more classic, you know, Mickey and Donald. That's the kind of game I want, where I can have these characters. I would probably prefer just Donald Duck, and I don't know if you notice, I like Donald Duck. So yeah, I mean, the hunt for a Disney game and a Robin Hood game that I actually really like continues. I didn't mean to be so down today, but thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!